I spent the last couple of months building a huge futuristic Lego cyberpunk city, and it's by far the biggest project I've ever done. Today we're gonna upgrade it even more. First of all, let's take a look at your comments, because you've been commenting a lot and you have a lot of great suggestions. And right off the bat, I think it's time for a mega building. A mega building is basically this huge house which is so big that it basically acts as a city within itself. Let's get ready and grab some bricks. We're gonna need some tiles and let's start building. I've told you this a lot of times, but we're using the basic Mills plate system for the base and then we're gonna build off that. And as a suggestion from Root Beer Guy, we're gonna have the train going through this house, which I think is gonna look sick. Let's add a bus stop for people who don't want to take the train. I add this cool custom window with graffiti on it and this bus stop sign. A broken down bench to show you what kind of neighborhood this is. And as suggested by B.P.L.O, let's add a bunch of homeless people underneath.
Okay.
We gotta start with a mandatory barrel fire. Let's add some people with huge beards living in some kind of shelter underneath this train track. This guy with his electric guitar and his dog. And this crazy looking guy with an eye patch. Just the boys hanging out. I built this small little house that we're gonna add under the train tracks as well. And then this businessman who took a wrong turn. Let's add some more details. A container, some boxes, and a bus schedule. We need that, of course. The build is starting to come together, but let's add another road so we can add the bus. And the bus actually going somewhere. I want to add a sewer system next to it as well. And this blocked off part where you can't go. And let's add a pillar for the actual building on top. Now for the bus driver, he needs to be a brave guy to drive in this neighborhood. We're done with the first part. Now let's move on to the next floor. If you like what you see, please consider subscribing. It helps out a lot. My plan is to have some pillars for support on every floor so we can just stack floors on top of each other and the middle part doesn't have to be that sturdy that way. Let's build an Asian-inspired restaurant with some soy sauce bottles, some windows at the top for apartments. Then I wanted to add this red detail that goes around at the top of the building. Then I realized I had to run around like a maniac because I need to build some figures for this build. So starting to build some minifigures that we can actually add into the build. Here's the chef. And let's add some other people as well. Some bar stools, an outdoor dining area, and these two guys having a business meeting looking kinda shady. Moving on, let's build a brick wall and a closed down metal sheet for a store that's been closing down and maybe went out of business. Some mandatory AC units and a sign on the door that means that someone's dreams went up in flames. People are being replaced by robots, that's sad. Finishing off the backside of this build with just some random greebling, some details. I don't really know what I did here, but it ended up looking cool. Let's take a look at what we've got. I really like the restaurant with the red and the blue. The combination there is solid. These two are having a weird business meeting and this guy probably got stood up. He looks a bit sad. Maybe the chef can prepare a good meal for him anyway. If we take a look around the corner, we have this guy replacing the homeless man.
Boo! Clanker! Boo!
Yeah, I feel the same way. If robots are replacing people, this is really sad. This is a sad reality. Meanwhile, this guy can't decide between what tropical drink you want to drink. So the world is really divided. If we take a look at the back of this build, we have a bounty hunter here who has accepted a new bounty. I wonder if she will take him built or broken. There seems to be some competition in this bounty hunting market because here's Boba Fett looking for a new target.
I'm not impressed.
So far we have a really solid build and it's starting to come together. It looks really nice. I love the details, I love the small storytelling stuff. Let's see if we can add a platform here. Yeah, alright, we're gonna need some support for that. I want to have this platform that goes from one side of the building to the other building, which I think I'm gonna make work somehow. Alright, let's actually build a platform that's sturdy and you can connect with some Technic pins from one side of the house to the other. There we go, much better. This is solid. Nils Lego World had a really good point. I said that it's a Ninjago themed cyberpunk city, but it isn't that much Ninjago, so let's make it a bit more Ninjago. Let's add a small little kiosk and some cool minifigs and some billboards and newspaper stands. Now it's not purely Ninjago, but it's very inspired by Ninjago and I think we can do some more with this. The characters we've got in this part. They've got the cool look with metal legs, they've got robot arms, everything you can imagine, and it's looking really cool. Alright, let's move on to another request, and this was a highly requested one for some reason. Basketball court and a football field. Let's combine that together with a gym. Start with a raised up concrete slab and then add some cool steps to it. Then I want to make it very urban, so let's build some metal fences around the basketball court. Let's build our hoop and add a big metal fence behind the whole thing so the ball doesn't bounce away. Let's add some sporty looking minifigs, and they're actually playing football because I couldn't find a basketball. This try-hard gym bro working out. Let's give him this barbell as well. Of course, a stereo. Matix8413 had a cool request of adding a gang between two skyscrapers, so let's make this a gang hideout instead. Solid work. Let's move on and build another floor. Starting off with some rice paper walls, let's build a ripper doc, a person who fixes your bionic limbs, like rebuilding your robot arms and stuff like that. Let's do that. I'm putting in some black tiles here because I want to make a sleek looking floor, and then adding a chair with the girl getting her robot arm fixed. Now let's build some pillars, some support for the next floor, because we're gonna make another floor after this. Moving on to the other side of the build, let's build a small bar where you can buy a drink or just hang out with your friends, maybe buy some food. Let's add a bartender named Jeff and some patrons just chilling, drinking some drinks. You might wonder why there's so much red here, and that's because this is actually a gang hideout. We're building a gang hideout for the Blood Boys, which has also been highly requested. Here's a rich guy in a suit buying a suspicious package from a gang member. Yeah, let's not talk about that. Let's slide that wall in and finish this floor. Let's add some small details like boxes, this homeless guy with a shopping cart. I hear you, let's make a boss. Let's add the boss of the Blood Boys chilling here on the balcony, smoking a cigarette with his main bodyguard. Smacking on the next floor, and we have 2 floors already. Wow, I like this. It's looking really cool. Probably one of the cooler buildings I've done in this city so far. Please let me know if you have any other suggestions. Comment down below. Of course we need a superhero, so let's add Spider-Man.
Pizza time.
Guys, I think I accidentally built speed. But how about that platform? We have to build another platform, right? However, there's nothing to connect it to because we haven't built the other house yet, so we have to do something about that. This is not gonna work. Once we have the other house, we can just connect it with Technic pins and it's gonna support everything. But for now, we have to do something like this. Add a support pillar. And we can probably just balance it on top of that. Yes, perfect. Taking a look at another cool request, an underground fight club.
Round 1. Fight!
Sounds awesome. The crowd sure loves it, and this can be a really fun build. So let's build a cool fighting ring for these people to watch a proper boxing match, cyberpunk style. Let's add some people queuing in line and a boxing ring, of course. Here we have the Blood Boys Secret Fight Club. I think it turned out great. This guy's getting destroyed tonight. Just like this guy. I think this guy just realized that if he doesn't have a ticket, it's gonna end badly. I also built some custom vending machines here. I think they turned out great. There is a lot to uncover here at the Blood Boys headquarters, but let's move on. We have another floor to build. On this floor, we're moving back to building regular apartments, but not really regular, because there's a lot going on here too. Let's start with a staircase and some apartment buildings, then add the pillars for support, also this cool green wall with this kind of grid system off top of it, add some lamps, some other details, of course some tiles on the floors, and then we gotta add some characters. I have this fun little story here because this guy is a businessman and he's getting his face painted unwillingly because the Pink Lady Gang, well, they're harassing the businessman. This guy's trying to deliver a letter, but there's no post office, so let's build a post office. However, a great suggestion that this post office should be completely overrun and like filled with mail, and people are not getting their mail sent out because, well, it's the future. Probably no one's gonna work at the post office. Let's add some yellow boxes filled with letters and mail that probably no one's receiving, and this poor postman. Hopefully he died doing what he loved. But there's no way this guy's getting his letter delivered. Just send a text or an email, dude. I want to do something else with the back of this build. I want to add this fence here where the kids are actually jumping it. And behind that, I want to build a power generation place where they generate the power for the entire building. Let's add some weird discs and tubes, and we're done with this part of the build. This house is getting really tall, and it looks really, really cool. I love it so far. Let's take a look at some of the details we've got. We have the fence with the kids jumping it, as I mentioned. We have the post office. Then we have this apartment building with the Pink Gang harassing businessmen getting their face painted. Which, it's not that popular, but they love it. I like this green little apartment complex thing that's on top of the build. I think this one turned out great. I'm very happy with it. And of course we have the power station at the back, which also looks really cool in my opinion. I've gotten some really great suggestions from you guys, and I love building what you guys think I should build, so let's build a market, which is perfect for the cyberpunk Ninjago style. So I think on this platform, this walkway, we can add some cool little market stands, we can have a dining area, a bar, a food stand, and a sponsored Vita Rush that a robot is selling. We have a table with some dining guests, and let's take a look at it. This one I really like because it really adds to the vibe of cyberpunk and Ninjago, and we have some market stands, we have some cool signs, some billboards. This girl's sweeping some trash and whistling, just enjoying her life. Here we have the bar, someone taking a phone call. I also built this cool little kebab place with this guy with a top knot serving chicken. Probably wouldn't buy suspicious meat from a food vendor in this place though. I'd rather try my luck at the vending machine getting a candy bar, which this guy's doing. Much better. Do you guys feel like it's more Ninjago now than it was before? Let me know in the comments. I think that turned out really nice. Let's finish this build off by building a roof. Let's start by tiling off that roof and getting a smooth surface, because I have a plan for this roof. I just love this idea, a guy skating off a roof, so let's take that to the next level and actually build a skate park on top of this roof. I think that can be really cool and a fun idea as well. And I've been playing a lot of Skate recently, so this fits me perfect. Let's add a half pipe where you can do some skating and a ramp. Let's add a rail where you can grind and some small ramps where you can do some tricks. Let's of course add some skaters doing some tricks and just hanging around in the skate park. This looks like a fun place. That's the entire build done. Well, the one side of the house. We have to wait with the other side for the next video. But let's take a look at everything. We have the cool skate park on the roof with a lot of skaters enjoying their life, just hanging out, chilling, skating. It looks really fun to be honest. Then we have the apartment complex where, well, the pink gang is kind of harassing businessmen. We have the Ninjago Street Market, we have the power station, we have the post office. A lot to look at. Then we have the Blood Boys headquarters with the illegal boxing ring, which looks really fun to look at as well, but I wouldn't want to participate because people are getting killed. We have the Blood Boys boss, of course, in the Ripper Dock. We have Spider-Man attacking Speed, trying to save the people here. We have this dining area that we built at the first place, then the Bounty Hunter. We have the Ninjago Market style place here as well, which I think really fits that we have one market here, then we have the boxing ring, and then we have another market. Turned out great. Then we have the basketball court slash football court. We have the bus station, the homeless camp underneath, which is very sad, but it looks cool and it's a cool detail. Eventually we will have the train running through this building, and I will add the other building that we're gonna build in the next video. We will have the train go through that as well and connect the whole thing to the city. It's gonna look amazing. I'm also gonna add some lights in the future, but I didn't have time for that in this video. And to be honest, I was just lazy. It's a horrible job to getting lights into builds, but if you like what you see, please subscribe, comment down below what I should build in the next video, because we're doing another house. Let me know. Thank you. See you around.